I was in this bar and I told with this couple, yes, I'm using Couchsurfing. And they say, what? Couchsurfing? Tinder, like Tinder, right? No, it's not like Tinder. And then they explain me that in Paris it's popular to think that Couchsurfing is the same as Tinder. And like, no, that's not at all what it is.
So, what is it? I will share all the tips and tricks on how to get an optimal couchsurfing experience. I talked with couchsurfers Tony Lee and Lila about how and why to start couchsurfing. We also discussed the financial aspect. So, let's dive right into it.
So you can use it for hosting or you can use it for hangout. I think both options are really good because even if you travel on your own, you're not on your own because you can always meet people on the street or wherever.
Now you have like a tool who allow you to meet locals and have a completely different experience. It's like you have friends in every country.
The first time I used it, I know it sounds bad, but I used it to save money, which is always a good option. But the important thing is to meet people. I met a girl in Amsterdam and then she hosted me in America, so it's like a really good opportunity to meet new people because I wouldn't meet these people without couchsurfing.
So, basically, you find a host for accommodation or for meetups. But I was wondering, why do they actually use couchsurfing?
It's something that your parents will never tell you to do. If you want to have a different experience than just being a tourist in a foreign country, if you want to connect not only with the place but also with locals.
If you want a real experience, like what you can tell your grandchildren, because you will remember, not just because, oh yeah, I went to Portugal and yeah, that was fun, but you have these stories like we made friends and we met again.
You can get to know these places, you can get to try this food, you can get to connect with these people through Couchsurfing.
I totally agree. I will never forget my couchsurfing friends. And they also shared some tips and tricks with me to get the best couchsurfing experience.
I really don't use Google to look up sightseeing points and others, so it's easy if there is a local person who shows you around and tells you where to go and shows you their favorite part of the city. And yeah, you should do some activities together like board games or cooking dinner, so you really get to know them. But it's important to leave some space for each other.
When I receive a guest, I like to ask some question about the plans of that guest. If you have like a lot of free time and energy and you're willing to know the city with me, I will organize my schedule and I will make sure that I can show you what you like. And there are two main questions. Are you into touristic places and fancy restaurants? Or you want to experience something unique, something deeper than that? And I can tell you that most of the time, my friends, those strangers, my guests, they prefer my favorite places better than the popular touristic places. Sometimes I even teach Spanish during these days that I'm staying with that person.
I think finding a host can be difficult because lots of people are using couchsurfing for free accommodation, which is not good because that ruins the whole thing. If you're looking for a host, read their profile and try to say something personal in the message you send them, because if you just send, hey, can you host me from this day to this day, then they will probably say no. Just write in the message that if you cannot host me, just please give me some advice where to go and what to do, because they will probably do that. But yeah, I think the easiest thing to find a host is a week before you arrive, because then they can plan.
But just like on other platforms, sadly, some people use it with the wrong intentions. So they gave me some tips on how to avoid dangerous situations.
I'm always messaging to people who have references, and always read the references if they have, because that tells a lot.
Check the profile of the people that left the reference, talk like for days and days with that person.
And if they have pictures on or not, because that also can tell a lot if someone is not even uploading pictures of themselves.
Maybe even has for the social media of that person. And maybe other thing that you can do is share the social media or even the number of this person with your closest friends or with another couchsurfers that are living in the same area. The biggest tip probably for a solo female traveler in a foreign country is to always meet up in a really open area, in a park.
Just talk, and if you're not feeling comfortable, just tell them that you have to go or something.
And if you want to know if this way of traveling is affordable, this is their Couchsurfing travel budget.
If you're using Couchsurfing, you always have to have a plan B. In case the host all of a sudden denied or cancelled your stay, you can always stay in a hostel or whatever.
When I was interrailing this summer, I had a budget for 10 euros per day for accommodation. But if you find a couchsurfing host, you can eat it or something. So it's not a big budget, but it's enough.
I had some money, but just because of precaution. And just because I like to spend money on good food. I even slept in the street just to tell you because I really want to try really good food. So I want to make sure that the food is always there.
So the more you sleep on somebody's couch, the more you will be able to spend money on food. But I've got to mention that due to the COVID-19 outbreak, Couchsurfing started to ask a small contribution fee of €2.39 a month or €14.29 on a yearly basis. But before you leave, to obviously subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. Listen to the following challenge.
Yes, I want you to be the friend of strangers. I want you to be the personal tourist guide of people that will visit your city.
I think the first and last step to do is making a profile. So that's all.
And you will be remembered forever. I guarantee you this.
Okay, I'm gonna go meet some strangers now. Bye. Okay, who am I kidding? This is not going that fast, but my profile is ready. Is your profile ready yet? And what do you think of the contribution fee? Let us know in the comments below. And as I said before, it would be awesome if you could subscribe to my channel to support my work and hit the like button. Thank you a lot for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.